Konbanwa, Ryuksha-sama. Why don't you come here and listen to my tale? You found yourself in quite the special location. Come over and we can talk. You see, this is quite a momentous place. And it has a lot of stories attached to it, but you might know it from one certain story I will regale to you right now. For you see, a long time ago, there lived a hard-working woman. She was quite young and didn't move out of her parents' house yet. And she lived quite away from the town where she worked. And so she had to drive by train each night to the place of her occupation and drive back in glaring darkness. And so it was one night after work had commenced that she had to come home and got on the train. Didn't think much of it, just like any other evening. She was on her phone, tipping and tapping along as the evening progressed. And the minutes rolled on they did. 10 minutes, 20, 30, until she sat in the train for about an hour. Now this was strange, as the train would only go on for 30 minutes. And so she began to worry and wandered on her phone along. Then she called on the internet to tell her what was going on. She told them, I got on the train at Shin Hamamatsu. It should only run for 30 minutes. But I'm still sitting on the train and it hasn't stopped. What's going on? Not many good answers were given to her. But one person recommended that she would go on and ask the train driver, and so she made her way to the front of the train to look and to see what was going on. And as the minutes rolled on and she got to the front, she noticed the cab was closed and curtains were before the windows. The door wouldn't open and she was distressed. Well, so she thought, let's console the internet once again. So she sat back down and asked again, the curtains are closed and the door is also closed. I do not know if someone's in the cab and they won't answer me. And they won't answer me. And so she asked the internet again, the curtains are closed. And the door is closed too. The driver won't answer me. What is going on? What is going on? Concerned for her, the internet started to tell her, sit down, and just get off at the next stop. And also, if someone enters the train, don't look at them. Mind your own business for the next person who might enter and take your soul. And so she sat down and minded her own business. A few minutes later, they were going into a tunnel. And so she notified the people who were following her story along and told them, I will be going into a tunnel now, I won't have any signal. And for the next minute, silence. She sat in the train, nervous about what might happen. But as the minutes rolled on and they left the tunnel again, the station was announced, and the station was proclaimed. And so, at the next station, she left the train and notified the internet, I've left at the station. It's a very rural station, it's small. And its name? Kisaragi, the station of the demon. So, the station of the demon. Station of the demon. Now she didn't know where this Kisaragi station was, and so she consoled her parents, who told her that they couldn't find it on any map. This was strange and very frightening. The internet told her, well, just get back on the train. It will probably leave at a major station from where you can take a bus home. Or another train if that is necessary. But she was already off the train, and the train left before she could get on. And now she was stranded there, in the middle of nowhere, at the station of the demon. What did it mean? Station of the demon. And now she was stranded In a place nowhere on any map in Japan? This could mean no good. This could mean no good. And so, she asked the internet again what she had to do. They asked if there was a phone booth. Well, there was, but it didn't work. The next option was a bitter one. She might have to go back on the way she came. And so they recommended to step off the platform and over the rails and go along the tracks back the way she came. And so she followed their example and she left the station, ran back along the trail and ran back along the rails. An arduous journey at the depth of night. She felt alone, but strangely she felt as if she was watched. No one could see her, no one could chase her, but she was not alone. Minutes gone by without a sound just occurring around her, just her flashlight, her phone, and the tracks, sorry. And so, she carried on. But from the distance behind her, she could hear cymbals and drums, taiko and shakuhachi, and kichikiri going off behind her like a march that could only mean death. She was frightened, and so she carried on, always consoling with the people on the internet on her phone. She reached the tunnel she came through, but before she could enter, she heard a voice from behind. "Hey! Young lady, don't enter there." She looked behind nervously. It was an old man with only one arm and only one leg and only one eye. She was confused, she was frightened, and so she ran off into the tunnels and slipped and fell on the rails. There was a hard thud as she hit the wooden boards of the rails, and it was only a minute before she could get back up and run and run and run again. She told this all to her denizens on the web, on the internet. They were worried for her. Well, it was only a minute, and the drumming behind her only got louder and louder, as if it was catching up to her, but she couldn't see what. Then minutes passed by without another response from her. And so, the friends on the internet only heard of her again after she left the tunnel 20 minutes later. She told them she had left the tunnel and a man was waiting for her. The car in the distance, going off. In the car was a man who told her he was in a faraway land, a prefecture she was not before, but a holy and ancient prefecture at that. He told her that he would drive her back to a place where she could get home. Her friends on the internet warned her not to get into the ride, but she did not heed their warning and got into the stranger's car anyway. She notified them that if he tried to do anything, she would jump out. The first few minutes seemed normal, but it was only a matter of time until the man started to behave strange. He drove further and further into the mountains, and then on a mountain top, he came to a stop. It was a graveyard she could see outside, and a big cave at the other side. So she hopped out of the car and fled into the mountains. That is the last her friends heard of her. And, well, I know what happened to her after that. But it wouldn't be fun to tell now, would it? I see you were also traveling along the rails, so good luck. May you not bestrike the same fate. And beware, for everyone who goes to Yomu may not make it back. Well, travel along now. I believe this is the preferable route. Believe me, I wouldn't want for you to have anything bad happen now, would it?